How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a series I think I'm going to call Impreza Redemption. So, if you saw the last video, you know that I was trying to figure out what to do with the Impreza after it had spun a rod bearing and developed rod knock. Well, what I think I'm going to do, and what we're going to do today, is go and get another engine that we can swap into the Impreza, and either it will work, or I'm going to fill the car with tannerite, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. So join me today as we try to go venture on, find an engine for it. I'm going to see if I can wear a GoPro while I'm in the pull and pay yard. We'll have to see how that goes. Alright, let's do it. I need to go grab Scott and Evan, and we're going to head over there. Ryan is meeting us with the truck. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, looks like we have a winner here.
Let's hope we don't destroy all of our 14 engines.
On the bright side today, I don't think we will need the 14 for much.
We're gonna need the better mount.
Shut up.
Well, thankfully all of this shit's already cut, so this should basically just be as easy as unbolt it and pull it out.
Evan, why would you say that?
It's never that easy.
Why would you say that? Come on!
Fuck those periods. Yeah, we'll see what the motor mounts are hitting for. That's what we got stuck last time.
And you know what we forgot to bring this time?
I'm gonna cut them off.
No, PB blaster. Save for the next. Was that a bolt or the?
I don't know. Something's coming out. Something's loose. And it ain't the teeth on the socket. My teeth are all still in place too.
Did you pull this off?
This?
Yes,
this
give it
guy.
away.
Give it a good yank.
This thing, that thing's fine.
It's that
That's
right there.
plastic.
Give it a good yank.
Right. Hold on, watch out.
Oh wait. Remember, kids, always make sure your socket is on the bolt before you start it. You know what I didn't bring that I probably should have? Those purple high strength straps. We're gonna end up having to just wrap the chain around the head of this thing, which isn't ideal, but whatever. Oh, you're fucking awesome. Where'd you find that?
Truck.
We should.
Also, I like how that Nissan looks like it's been sitting under a tree for fucking 40 years.
Oh, the rear tires are completely dry rotted.
Are they?
On that one? Yeah. That thing's probably been like.
Oh, is that what that looks like?
Yeah, that's probably been rotting for a while.
I guarantee they're rock solid.
Come on, give me a tooth.
That one was so funny. Shut the fuck
Give me a
up.
tooth.
Please shut the fuck up.
Like, how about I take one of yours?
This is why your videos always have to be time lapses.
Go on, give me a tooth.
Yeah, if you've ever wondered why I do so many time lapses, just
It's okay. The videos that are important enough for you to explain, we're not around.
well,
He's like, well, now that I have a minute without any distractions, I can tell you what we were doing.
well, so even some of those I'll time lapse them because while I'm like
Start rambling, then you're like, I'm gonna do that.
yeah. While I'm like doing work in the engine or something, it's just a lot of me going like, get the fuck, come on, you fuck.
That's
cut,
what
you
editing is.
Yeah. We'll
Just unscrew and then go down.
you can just literally like.
I bet there. I can see.
Just pointing like right here.
Yeah, it's like the cutoff is like right here.
Okay, perfect.
So, you're good.
Oh, thank God there's more than one of us today. This is a terrible angle for this. Here, do you think you can, all right. You got this. Don't break your fucking fingers.
There's not enough teeth.
There is, just keep pulling. There you go. That was either the socket or the bolt came free.
Or tendons in my wrist.
That unfortunate cut was due to my GoPro getting too cold and dying, which means I'm probably never going to use GoPros again for stuff like this because I'm tired of losing footage. Anyway, we got the engine.
Alright, as I said earlier, I don't know if you could hear me, we just picked this up out of the pull and pay. I had tried to get footage while we were in there, but my GoPro is a bit slow. Anyway, this is another EJ253 out of a 2007 Legacy, which I think it's the similar car we got the engine or the trans out of, so I basically have a Legacy now. Unfortunately, I don't have any more bolts to put it onto the stand. Where did I put it? There. So I'm gonna have to go get those later, but for now, this is where we're gonna stop. I don't know if I'm going to split this into 2 parts or if I'm going to make another section of this. I'm probably going to tear it down tonight, so we will see. But anyway, we're going to go eat dinner because it is 5:14. And then we'll go get the bolts and everything, and then we'll probably work from there. So I'll be back. Your favorite automotive YouTuber almost forgot to plug his mic in. So this is the junkyard motor that you just saw me pick up. You've noticed it's missing its intake manifold right about here. That's sitting behind me. It's a 2-piece manifold, whereas my car is a single piece, so I think I'm going to go back to that because I don't want to mess with the sensors that this might have that are different. But everything below that was the same so far. It looks like this engine has had some work done to it right before that car was junked or totaled or whatever happened to it. It has multi-layer steel head gaskets, although I did buy new ones just to be sure. It also looks like it's had some other seals done around it. I mean, these coolant seals look almost new. And also I got another set of head bolts because I am going to remove these heads because this one has had the I think it's the oil pressure sensor crack, which is a common issue on these heads, and my other ones haven't. So I'm going to put my heads on this. Also, this one's missing its AVCS controller back here. So I'm gonna strip this down to the block. I already took the oil pan off. Somebody put a lot of money into this engine before I got a hold of it, and unfortunately before the car ended up in the pull and pay. Most likely, this is in pretty good condition. Now, this is gonna be another one where I do not crack the bottom open because frankly, I might not have to actually. This looks like there's 2 different types of bonds for these engines. There's Fuji bond or 3 bond, which is Subaru's OEM bond, or I think it's called Permatex or something like that. I'll insert it somewhere. But that's another option for these. And this looks like it has the Permatex case sealing on it instead of Fuji bond. So I'm going to err on the side of this engine has been cracked open. My other one, however, has not. So this is just going to get cleaned up. I'm going to put my other heads on this, and then we will tear down the other engine, which I will probably do in another video inspecting that, because that one's going to be very bad. And maybe I will use that engine for the future for a spare, if I can revitalize its crankshaft. Although between you and me, I'm pretty sure its crankshaft is just gone. But I need to get the rest of this engine apart. I need to pull the heads off of it because I need to get this center section set up on my bench over here, so I can bring the other engine in because it is still in the car. Which unfortunately probably isn't going to be a today thing because I'm kind of running out of daylight work. I'm kind of running out of time with this, and unfortunately for the next couple of weeks it's going to be very cold. So we'll have to see how I do with that. Anyway, let's jump into this. I'm going to take the heads off. I'm not going to demonstrate this, I'm just going to time lapse it. If you would like to see a video of me actually doing this properly, I'm going to link something up here where I went through this engine, not this one, that one, a little bit more in depth. And that one will be helpful for the torque specs and all of that. This one, on the other hand, is just me tearing this thing down because it takes a while and I kind of run out of energy after a while. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Yeah, just as I figured, MLS head gaskets. You can see one. Oh, these are STI head gaskets, I think. I don't have any significant naming markers on them. Oh, Felpro. Yes, this is exactly what I bought. Never mind. Well, I didn't get lucky with STI head gaskets, unfortunately, but what I did get was a decently clean engine, I'm not gonna lie. I can't imagine this thing was run for very long. Whatever rebuild it had, it couldn't have been used for very long after it was rebuilt. I mean, normally you'd see a whole hell of a lot of carbon in here, but this is just your average runabout amount of carbon.
All right, so these are solid. There's no excess movement in them side to side. There's good cross hatching on the cylinder walls here. You're gonna have to take my word for it a little bit here, but the other side's not doing it either. This thing seems to be in pretty good order. I'm probably gonna decarbon these a little with a brass wire brush. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's really not much more I can do here. Since I'm not DKs having these, this is pretty much as far as you get to go. As I said, if you want to see me get a little more in depth with these engines, go check out my last video, which I linked up above earlier, which, you know what, I'll do it again just for funsies. That shows you what I did to this. I decarboned them. But otherwise, yeah, this block from here is the same as my other one. I'm gonna swap the heads onto it because those ones are probably not in the best condition, unfortunately. Although mine probably aren't either. Right, so this is about as torn down as this engine is going to get. Heads are off and back here. These probably aren't going to go back onto this engine. I will put the ones off of my car onto this one. And this is the short block. This is a short block is an engine without heads. Kind of a small little thing, isn't it? This engine seems to have had some serious work done to it. As I said, I'm going to decarbon it, but that's not really that big of an issue. I mean, besides it being dirty, this is probably a good engine to go into the car. Now we will be tearing the other one down. I'm going to take this one and set it up on my bench over here and bring the other engine in, and we will tear that one down, case halves off and everything. That one is going to be really interesting for me because I've never decased an EJ. There's a very specific process you have to go through to do so. And frankly, it's a little scary to me. That's where the similarities end with this engine, as I am going to be putting one of these on here. Let me see if it'll focus on it real quick. There's a hole in the back of that. It's a oil gallery plug that's going to go right here. That means I can stick this into. This is a 1/8 tap 2-in-1 with an oil temperature sensor in the top, and an oil pressure sensor will be going in the side, which means that I should be able to actually see if this thing is having oiling issues with the gauges that those came with. Hopefully that means I won't have to do this again, but if it does blow up for some reason, I'm going to invest in tannerite. No, actually, I'm probably going to just rebuild the other engine. The whole idea with that engine is I'm going to bring it in here, decase it, and keep it around. And if something does happen to this one, I will re-bearing it. God, I really hope nothing happens to this one. I will re-bearing it, and I will probably end up having to put a crankshaft in it and re-ring it and all that, because that one also has bad oil control rings. With that said, I don't want to, so I hope this engine lasts a while. That's why I'm going to put the good heads off of the other engine. So we'll try to keep this one as good as possible for a while. So I think that's where I'm going to end this video. If not, editor, please cut right here. If I am going to end this video here, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're new here, go check out another video, leave a comment, consider subscribing. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. You have actually made this possible. I was 100% going to sell that car. If a lot of you hadn't messaged me, left comments, given me ideas, thank you Scott, Evan, and Ryan for helping me get to this point. Now from here, this is going to be a small pause in the series because it is winter in Pennsylvania, and with the exception of today, it is currently 40 degrees, and this entire week it's going to be about 30 at a high, and possibly snowing. So not this week, but probably next week, you will see us pull that engine out of the car and decase have it. There has to be something better for that. Anyway, that will be our next point here. I think the next video you'll see after this, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's going to be a product review of a headlight restoration kit, one that I wasn't a huge fan of, so a little spoiler there. But with all that out of the way, and a little spoiler alert, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, peace out.